I'm Camden Walker for Sunday Sunset Q&A chat by capitalweathergang.com. We'll talk about the damp times that are ahead and whether or not some of these showers and storms could bring some severe weather threats through the middle part of this week. It's looking like it's going to be unsettled. It's going to be an active weather pattern, but we have to watch where exactly a front ends up dancing into our region, in and out of our region. Where it might end up is where the weather will be further unstable to the south of it and more stable and calmer to the north of it. So we've got a lot of uncertainty to talk about, but what we do know is that it will be damp with showers and storms through the middle part of this week. I'm Camden Walker for capitalweathergang.com. Thanks so much for tuning in for our weekly Sunday sunset chat. Hello, Mary, and hello on X. Good to see you from, I think, Korea. And Peter, hi, how are you doing on Facebook? Perfect Houston and Liz, good to see you on Instagram as well. And YMP and KHG, good to see you as well. All right, let me know if you have any questions or comments as I go along, detailing the dampness that may also come with a slight chance for severe weather threats as we go into this week. So let's first look at the temperature regime. That warmer, unstable air generally does want to stay south of us. We are leaning away from a moderate or big severe weather threat this week, but it's worth watching. The frontal boundary between the cold, stable air to our northeast and the warmer, unstable air to our southwest is going to be oscillating and dancing into our region this week. And where it ends up will be the demarcation, the boundary line for where the different types of weather might set up. So we're watching very carefully where this front will be for this week as it dances around us through the middle part of this week. So precipitation patterns above, cloud patterns below. Another high confidence thing, unfortunately, for sun and sunshine lovers. Very few rays of sunshine through the middle part of this week. It should clear off more into the end of this week. Wednesday night onward has a greater chance of seeing sunshine Thursday and Friday, and even into the weekend. So that is another high confidence aspect. We will very likely see some rain, moderate to good amounts of rain this week, and moderate to good amounts of cloud cover this week. So that's what I can tell you amid some of the uncertainty with the slight chance for severe weather threats. Here it is with the 7 day kind of the rain amounts through the bulk of the precipitation we're expecting this week through Wednesday evening. It captures not maybe all of it for the whole entire week, but a lot of it. So 1.5 to 2 inches could fall from our rain coming in starting tonight into Wednesday or so. The atmosphere is very moist. That's why we are keeping a small eye on downpours. Some of these downpours could access some of this moisture more effectively than usual, creating very fast, intense downpours that could lead to flooding. So we're glad the Weather Prediction Center is watching a slight chance for excessive rainfall or flooding downpours come Tuesday into Tuesday night. Now let's see, I want to show you where Monday, the situation for tomorrow might be. The front here tomorrow morning, kind of dancing in the middle part of our region. That's the demarcation line there, kind of a mainly stationary front, quasi-stationary, oscillating and dancing up and down, north and south a little bit. South of it, that's where that darker green is, that slight chance, marginal chance for severe weather. There could be well south of town tomorrow, some hail or some damaging wind gusts, but only a small chance overall. But it is showing you kind of that unstable part of the storm system that's moving in from our west. Then comes Tuesday, the front that was to our south could nudge a little closer to the north toward the DC area. The yellow hatch mark there indicating what the Storm Prediction Center is also watching there in the yellow, a slight chance for severe storms on Tuesday into Tuesday night. We could see again flooding downpours become an issue Tuesday and Tuesday night. We could see the severe weather threat materializes. Most any severe weather threat is on the table, but again, we are taking a very measured stance on the severe weather threat. We currently believe there's a better chance than not that cold, stable air to our northeast will win out more often than not on Tuesday to Tuesday night. So this might be a little overstated, but it's still worth watching since there are a lot of unknowns and uncertainties on where two low pressure systems, kind of east of us and west of us, where they'll end up. There's some uncertainty there. And where the warm sector of the storm ends up, how close to DC it might get, that is an uncertainty as well. It's on our doorstep. So worth keeping one eye with us on the weather forecast tomorrow and Tuesday. There could be a lot of real-time nowcasting where we need to give you frequent updates. So please stay tuned to capitalweathergang.com Monday and especially Tuesday as we go into this week. Charlene, hello. Good to see you on Facebook. And yes, Mary, I appreciate with pollen in my eyes the good rinse out that the rain will bring us through middle part of this week. Kenny, I'm loving that you want the rain. Laura, we've got moderate trees for pollen, and that should be moderate or low this week with all this precipitation coming in to rinse out the atmosphere. And indeed, Mary, this could hinder some of the Baltimore cleanup. It's not great news for that. Ruth Elisa, good seeing you. And Albert, I do think there'll be raindrops needing to be dodged tomorrow for the Nats home opener and for the Easter egg roll at the White House. So here's the setup for tomorrow, just to give you a sense of raindrops needing to be dodged. And I did explain in my PM update that some of the timing and intensity and ultimate amounts of rainfall in the coming days, even tomorrow, are not set in stone. We'll need to keep you posted tomorrow and Tuesday, kind of in real time when we see kind of the timing of some rain, batches of rain moving in, some showers and storms. That's one of the, I'll say it, it's annoying to have some of these uncertainties with the waves of rain and showers, storms, and downpours that could move through. I would just recommend mitigating, reducing your risk over the next couple few days by having rain gear handy, at least maybe a small umbrella handy. There may be times when all of us get only a little bit of warning for some of the pop-up showers and storms that could develop in the area. Good seeing you, JG67, Carrie, Mimi on Instagram. Thanks for tuning in. Let me make sure I haven't missed any of your questions on Instagram. Let's see, we've got Aaron and Leo. Good to see you. Brussels sprouts. Good to see you on Instagram. April showers bring May flowers. I love that as the positive outlook for glasses half full with all these rain chances this week. Greenswell, snow chances are none unless you're in the highest elevations. I would say go to high elevations of West Virginia this upcoming end of week into the weekend. Good to see you there in Philly. And let's see, I think I've caught up on your questions and comments on Instagram. We're on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. I'm Ken Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. James, it is still breaking down slowly but surely indeed. And Tyler, uh, let's see, we've got the severe season is still generally on track and no major signal there yet. And let's see, we've got we do have Nina. We are currently in this time of year in a kind of a zone where we generally expect some severe weather in April and May. And Carol, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. And Elizabeth, I think overall the morning is the time when rain could be a favored item tomorrow, and it could be a little more periodic into the afternoon, but that's when storm chances also rise. So it's a hard to say 6 of one, dozen of another tomorrow, but do see my latest PM update here at the top, Elizabeth. And Albert, you're most kind. Thanks for tuning in from X. And Jerry, good to see you as well on Facebook. And Olivia, indeed, I hope you can stay in and recover this week. It's a decent time with the rain chances through the middle part of this week. And indeed, any severe weather threats, Scott, that you mentioned is on the table for Tuesday. It's still an open book when we talk about the details. I think wind and hail are the most likely, and including flooding downpours are possible on Tuesday. But I want to emphasize that while most any threat is on the table, there's still a big if. Whether or not the severe weather threat materializes at all on Tuesday, we're leaning toward a very cautious, slight chance for severe weather here at Capital Weather Gang, but we'll keep you posted on Monday and especially Tuesday as well. All right, we've got Mary. No big chance for tornadoes on Tuesday, but it is one of the many threats. We could see gusty, damaging winds above 57 miles per hour. A very slight chance for tornadoes are possible, one or two perhaps on Tuesday, but not again an outsized risk in our region. Large damaging hail is possible, and flooding downpours are possible as well. So I will just emphasize that it's a lot of unknowns for the severe weather threats this week. Temperatures, the warm kind of sector that's more unstable will generally stay south of town this week. In this animation, you'll see we eventually cool off. The front generally tries to stay south of us, keeping us in more stable air. So we're not bullish on severe weather threats for Monday and Tuesday, but it's worth mentioning because it is on our doorstep in the DC area. All right. I think I've caught up on everything with LT. Jax, good to see you on Instagram. And Jen. And Abby, it's too soon to say specifics on timing and intensity and amounts for rain in a one given time frame for Tuesday evening. It's possible you want to, if you need to already think ahead to Tuesday evening for your commute, do consider adding a plan B extra time onto your commute just in case. But honestly, it's too soon to say details just like that. We're going to have to give you updates in real time tomorrow and especially Tuesday to see exactly where this dancing boundary, this cool state quasi-stationary front in our region ends up. So here's the precipitation pattern and cloud pattern this week. One high confidence aspect is that we will see rain this week through at least Wednesday, it looks like. And clouds are another high confidence. They will block much of the sunshine this week. So we'll see very little sunshine this week. Now, rainfall amounts are worth highlighting. They're moderate rainfall amounts in the next 3 days. This is through Wednesday evening. So I think an inch and a half to 2 inches is possible through Wednesday, and that is part of this is the moist atmosphere in this animation. The precipitable water is pretty high in our region. That's why these downpours could access the precipitable water, and here at the surface, the downpour could access a lot of water really quickly, and that's why the Weather Prediction Center here in the green is wisely indicating the potential for excessive rainfall. So these downpours could lead to flooding in a few instances. Slight chance for this on Tuesday is one of our many threats potentially on Tuesday and Tuesday night. So that's worth highlighting is that rain and downpours are the most likely item for this week. The severe weather threats, while they're on our doorstep, they're lower confidence. There's only a slight chance as it stands now. Here's the setup from Monday. You can see the front just south of us. That's why the severe weather threat stays south of us. And tomorrow's threat south of town is for, I think, some small hail and maybe some damaging wind gusts in a couple instances over 57 miles per hour. So Tuesday, the thinking from the Storm Prediction Center that we are not completely buying just yet here at capitalweathergang.com, but it's too uncertain to really make a winning bet on this just yet. It's on our doorstep. This front could move toward us further north on Tuesday, and that's why the local National Weather Service office out of Sterling, Virginia, is wisely saying let's admit that there's uncertainty. Let's say most of any severe weather threat type is on the table, but there's still a big if the material if the severe weather threat even materializes on Tuesday. So it's a waiting game for all of us to watch Tuesday to see where this front, the stationary front that's dancing around Virginia, where it ends up on Tuesday. If it manages to maybe move onto our doorstep, right over like near the Potomac River, we could see enough instability to give us some severe weather chances, slight severe weather chances with our showers and storms and downpours and the slight flooding threat for Tuesday into Tuesday night. So do keep that in mind. Bob, good seeing you. Thanks for participating here today from Facebook. Thank you so much. And Stephen, Monday evening, we could see a brief lull on Monday evening, but timing, intensity, and types of rain are still going to be kind of a now casting event with this front dancing through our region Monday and Tuesday this week. And rain is expected through Wednesday. We could even still see some flooding downpours on Wednesday. Can't rule that out as well, Steve. So Abby, Tuesday evening commute could be a little bit challenging, but it's too soon to say yes or no on a bad evening commute on Tuesday. But it's worth keeping in the back of your mind. That's why I want to not make anyone anxious. We're not pulling any alarms here at capitalweathergang.com. We're just saying there is uncertainty and there's enough of a range of uncertainty that with the slight chance for severe weather at the top end of impacts to your life on Tuesday and Tuesday evening, you might want to have a plan B. You might want to start allocating in the back of your mind, uh, some extra time for your evening commute on Tuesday. But don't cancel any plans just yet. We're going to be needing to watch this and give frequent updates to you. So please stay tuned. Check back with us frequently. Those are kind of key messages for Monday and especially on Tuesday. Lewis, good seeing you. I'll cover the cicadas really quick for you. Those aren't expected until at the earliest, I think, mid-April, mainly into May, but we could have a couple broods hatching this year, mainly along the Chesapeake Bay. All right. So make sure you check out our other headlines at capitalweathergang.com. We are covering all your questions about the eclipse and, will I see clouds where I'm going to be watching from where I will be watching. But we've got really cool maps for you. A lot of US locations are included. You can type them in, do some searches. At the top there, we are covering this major storm that does move toward our area on tomorrow and especially Tuesday, wreaking some havoc in the national picture. And as it moves toward our region, we'll feel some of the effects potentially on tomorrow and especially on Tuesday as well. So make sure you check all the latest at capitalweathergang.com. This is our Sunday Sunset Live Q&A. I'm Camden Walker on the air another 4.5 minutes. Thanks for tuning in. Anytime you need us, we're at capitalweathergang.com. Right now, I'm answering your questions and comments on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Instagram. Good seeing you, Allison, Bethany, and Dealey, and Ski, and Bergerman, and Pearls. Have I caught up on all of the Instagram questions? It looks like I have. Hello from Chevy Chase, Winston. Good seeing you. Thanks so much for tuning in. All right. Don't be bashful if you need to repeat your question more than once just to make sure I see it at the very top of the stream here. Ali and AC, good seeing you, and DZ Walters. Happy holiday and Easter to you, Martin and Lewis. We will cover more on cicadas as we get closer to mid-April, but I'm glad I could give you those maps really quick. We have time to watch those broods. And Stephen, keep those fingers crossed. From yes, there will be some dry periods with between the shower storms and downpours in the coming few days. I wish we could pin down with more confidence. That's just the one aspect is yes, we'll see rain, but timing, intensity, and amounts, we have to kind of watch those each day. Maybe we won't get much warning sometimes for some of these showers and storms. So, James, things are looking better for our week after Wednesday night. I kind of want to generally say, here's your forecast at a glance just above me, the PM update further above at capitalweathergang.com that I wrote. So, check that out. I covered all the knowns and unknowns for the next 36 hours or so. Slight but staying south of town, severe weather threat tomorrow. Closer to DC potentially on Tuesday. We are not ringing any alarm bells. We are thinking it is a low confidence, potentially slight chance only event for Tuesday, but it's too close to call for where this cold front, quasi stationary front that's dancing throughout a region, where does it provide the unstable air that's generally staying south of town? Tomorrow and tomorrow night, does the warmer, unstable air in that front move northward, northeastward toward DC and the Potomac River on Tuesday into Tuesday night? Those are the big uncertainties. And that's why we're just having you keep in the back of your mind to stay tuned and watch our real time updates that we might need to give you tomorrow and especially Tuesday with severe weather threats possible. So, yes, we're going to see rain. Yes, we're going to see clouds this week. Those are the high confidence proclamations that I can make to you. But the details to plan your life around, it's going to be a little pesky this week because of this stationary front in our area. So Deidre, I think these rains should help fire weather. There's still some containment that needs to be done with those hotspots to our west, but so far things are okay. When I checked, I think earlier this morning. Martin, yep, some thunderstorm chances, slight chances for the DC area on Tuesday. And Peter, let's look ahead really quick into the medium term for you. I know I do have my usual temperatures for next work week and precipitation for next work week. Very clear signal for above average temperatures, decently likely for next work week. Less clear of a signal, kind of flipping of a coin for precipitation patterns next work week. Be sure to check out our other cool items and headlines at capitalweathergang.com. We're talking about that major storm sweeping across the country. It is heading toward us and giving us those perhaps slight severe storm chances tomorrow, and especially looking at Tuesday. And of course, Eclipse cool items to check out your US. You can type in your US destination where you're going to, from where you'll be watching the eclipse. Gives you really cool maps of the cloud cover potential. And we're updating that again tomorrow. Of course, it's too soon, being over a week away, to talk about specific details and timing when we're looking at the few molecules in the atmosphere that's very large, producing some clouds at a very specific 2 to 4 minute time frame. So, be patient, realize the atmosphere is very large, very chaotic. So we will, as we get closer, be able to nail things down with higher confidence. but it's cool that we can give you some broader probabilities as it stands now. And you can watch the progress as we get closer and higher confidence on some of these forecasts, getting closer to April 8th. All right, I am about to sign off, running up against my time for 20 minutes for our weekly Sunday Sunset Chat. I'm Cameron Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. You can check us out there 24/7 anytime you need us. We've got the chance for some severe weather, mainly focused on Tuesday. It is not a high threat. I don't think, none of the team currently thinks it will be a high impact event for Beltway area and points north and northeast. But we, being on a doorstep, are watching this quasi stationary front dance around the region. And so we will keep you apprised. Please stay tuned. That's a big takeaway. Please stay tuned tomorrow and especially Tuesday as we watch where this front is dancing around our region. And any severe weather threat is kind of possible, but a big if on Tuesday if severe weather threats materialize. All right, Donna, be sure to check out our national coverage on the blog I just highlighted. Good to see you there on Facebook. Martin, you're most welcome. Deidre, you're most welcome. And I think Suzanne, make sure you take some rain gear to opening day and the Easter egg hunt tomorrow as well. Good seeing everyone on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. I appreciate it. Please stay tuned to CapitalWeatherGang.com over the coming days as this pesky front, which could bring some slight chances for severe weather to our region, continues to annoy us and dance and oscillate through the region. Take care for now, and I'll see you next Sunday.